Hello. Hi there, Coach Kea here from Ventura Healing Center, where I work as a clinical hypnotherapist, a trainer in neuro-linguistic programming, and energy medicine practitioner, and a spiritual coach. And yes, and I'm also an astrologer. So there you go. We are all connected. I am you, you are me, we are one. Okay. So when I come from this place to you, there is no separation. And I know that we all have our own quirks, our own geniuses, and however we show up, it's perfect for the person who we are um, connecting with, communicating with. So how do I begin my day? Okay, David Poole already called me a legend, and he's a legend himself. So let me share a few things with you, like how I get started every day and how I prepare myself before each session and or conversation. It doesn't have to be a paid client with anyone. How do I prepare myself so I do not get pulled into their place of feeling whatever, lost, stuck, overwhelmed, because because energy flows from high to low. Remember this, like air pressure, like current, like the water, like fire, everything flows from high to low. So if you are at a high place, energetic place, and you are with someone else, trust me, your energy is being pulled down. Okay. Even for an extrovert who recharges by the hula baloo, yeah, 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 yeah. Even they feel drained at some point and they need an escape. Okay, so if you are an extrovert and you say like, hey, yeah, this never happens to me, I always feel charged when I'm in a crowd, and good for you. But there comes a time when you have a downtime, and the people who fly very high, when they have a downtime, they also have a very deep downtime. They take a long time to recuperate. So how do you do it? And sometimes you can go on for days, weeks, months, even a few years, but then something happens and you come to a halt, complete halt. So how do you prevent that? And trust me, we are all, with time, we are all what is technically called aging. Okay, so how can you prevent growing old? You know, there's only one option: grow up. When we are growing up, we are not growing old. But when we are not growing up, we are growing old. And growing old is a very physical thing. Okay. But growing up is a spiritual thing. So, as a spiritual life coach, this is what I will tell you how I prepare my day. And take what you like and leave the rest, because it's not up for debate. You're not going to convince me. And definitely, I'm not here to convince you. So, and it's not a religion. Okay. You may have a religion and you may have a path that one day in a week you go to your house of worship. And right now, with COVID-19, places of worship are closed. So, how do you continue the worship? And I find it very fascinating that one day in a week you go for your worship. What about the other days? We are at war. Either we are worshiping or we are warring. Anyway, let's not get into those conversations. So what I want to share with you is that how do you begin? Okay, the first thing I do is I light my candle. Okay, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I look at my hands, because with these hands I create my day. Okay, so I look at my palms and I say to myself, I repeat these words out loud. Okay, I don't say it in my head, I say it loud. With these hands I create my day today. And when I'm looking at my palm, it's like a mirror. It's looking back at me. And maybe I slept for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. I sleep for 8 hours, but different people sleep for different amount of time, depending on their physical condition and their bodily needs. So whenever you wake up, okay, I always look at my palms and I say, with these hands, I create my day today. And I just breathe in, slow, long, deep, hold in that power, and then I blow out. Then I say, looking again at my palms, just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I shall not worry. Just for today, I shall stay in peace. And just for today, I shall have positive thoughts for everyone I meet in person or in my mind. Because sometimes we say, like, oh, I don't have negative thoughts for anyone. When I meet people, I'm all positive. But sometimes we do have negative thoughts for other people. And when I say negative thoughts, any thought that is not a positive thought, like when you don't care about someone, that is not a positive thought. So how would you like it if that person, if you cross their mind and they say, ah, I don't care, whatever we send out, that's what comes back to us. And the last thing, because I come from India, because I come from Asia, this is a tradition we have, is where we always honor our teachers and our elders. Okay, so those who are older than you, they deserve your respect. And I don't care what they have done in their life. Okay. You, when you begrudge them, this is what happens, when we begrudge someone, we have to first begrudge ourselves. For me to feel something for you, I have to first feel it for myself, and only then I can feel it for you. So, it's that simple. So these are the few things I tell myself. And then I always roll over. Okay. And when I roll over to my left side. I always, because I'm right-handed. Okay. So I roll over to I never try to sit up. And I don't care how young you are, you have a back. If you have been just sitting up, over time, your back is growing weaker. So I roll over to my side. I'm in no rush. Take a breath, again, let go, and then push the bed with my right hand. Okay. And I sit up. Okay. And then I put my right foot on the floor first. So basically, with the right foot, I take the right step. And that is how I start my day. Okay. Period. Number one. Then I go and do all my water business, go to the bathroom, have my morning drink, whatever it is. And then I sit, okay, to do my work. And the first thing I do is I light my candle. I have my candle because we all come from the sun. Think about it. Okay, we all come from fire. This body is made up of plasma. Okay, the thing that adheres the two cells together is your plasma membrane. Okay, and the sun is made of plasma. So we do come from, okay, because everything you consume, okay, whether you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, comes from the earth. If you eat a pig or a cow, they eat what comes from the earth. Okay, so we all come from the earth. So, and the earth came from the sun. So the first thing we do is we light a candle. Again, no religion, it's just you connecting with the light, connecting with the warmth, connecting with life, connecting with love, and you offer it to yourself. Okay, to yourself. If you're religious and you believe you honor your ancestors, then you can put it in your altar, but you definitely look at the light. Okay, and you breathe for a few minutes. Take at least 3 slow, long, deep inhalation, hold it in, and slow, long, deep exhalation, and see the lights around you, top to bottom, front to back, side to side, making you as strong as this fire. Okay. The next thing I do, okay, and before I set up my ritual, my ritual, this is my ritual, I'm sharing it with you. So I have the candle. Then what I do is I have an incense. Okay. If you can see, there's this incense. And again, it's no religion. Okay. If when you put on, like all my clients who have come into my space, the first thing they have said is, okay, your place smells like peace. I love this smell. I do have clients who have allergy issues and who have breathing problems. So I always ask them. But those who have, um, upper respiratory weakness, weakness in the upper respiratory area, when I know that if they're coming for the first time, I always, have my room smelling nice before they come with an incense. And I ask them, and so when I find out that they do have breathing issues or they struggle with it, I always light the candle and the incense before they show up, and then I turn it off because, you want your client to be comfortable in your space. So yes, because your room, your space is your shrine. This is where you worship. And how are you going to feed your clients, your people who come to you if you have not fed yourself? And so we are working with all our senses, visually. I look at the candle, you know, gustatory, smelling the incense, and this uplifts you. So whatever fragrance you like, okay, whether it's sandalwood, whether it's rose, whether it's cedar wood, whatever it is, find something that you like, go try it out. It's very cheap. It doesn't cost anything. Sage, sweetgrass, whatever you like, okay? Your candle, your um, incense, and then there is earth, okay? So you need to be grounded because I'm taking you through this journey of this five elements, So there's fire, then there's air, okay? That is incense. Then the next thing is, have some flowers in your space. Even if you are a man and you are a coach, have some flowers. Men love flowers. Why wouldn't they love flowers? Have some flowers in your space, okay? The next thing is have some water feature. And you may be like, oh, I just work on Zoom. And that's fine to work on Zoom. You can still have a water feature because water, you can have a fish tank, you can have a fountain, you can have a bird bath, whatever it is. You can have a pond. A swimming pool outside is a different story. It's not a water feature inside your space. So have something that has a water feature, okay? So you are bringing in the water nurturing, nourishing aspect also into your space. And flowers, definitely flowers. And the last thing is some crystals, okay? Find out which crystals you resonate with and have this special place, You can have a plant, or you can have, what do you call it? Shells, So something like that, have it in your space. So this is how you make your space sacred. And yes, you can get a professional organizer to tell you what to do, but go with your gut, go with your heart. See what feels right, just, and then of course you can mix and match. Of course you can rearrange because one day you may like it this way, the other day you may like it some other way, play with it, have fun with it, okay? So this is a great way of getting started. And when you are in this, you're in a flow, okay? The flame is burning, okay? The incense is lit. There is the waterfall over there. There's the flowers over there. And I have tons of crystals, and I don't want to overwhelm you with the colors and the combination and the properties and uh, like the purpose. I don't want to get into all of that right now, but do what feels right. And you can have something very small. You can have it in a tiny tray. It doesn't have to be like an elaborate arrangement. Something that is sacred and that you are connected to. You created it and you are drawing energy from. So when your client leaves your office, okay, or your guest leaves your space, your home, your office, whatever, you know, you can always go back to your shrine and sit for a minute, just sit for a minute and meditate. And on Mondays, I'm always doing this Facebook Live in this group and letting people know how to meditate just for 1 minute. And so many people have told me that Kaya, I couldn't believe that in that just 1 minute, I felt so good. I felt incredible. And I'm going to take you through that process now. Okay. So, in order to meditate, and meditation is something you do every day. Okay. It's like brushing your teeth. You can't brush your teeth once and say, like, I brushed my teeth yesterday and I'll brush my teeth tomorrow. So today is a holiday. No, you can't say, oh, I ate my vegetables yesterday and I will eat them tomorrow. So I'm fine today. No, this is something you do every day. Can you say, I took, I took my breath yesterday and I'll breathe tomorrow? No, you are going to do it every day because more than anything, you are a spirit going through a human journey. What will happen the day you take your last breath? Your journey will continue. okay? Just in another form, in another space. But so you have to honor the spirit, and you know you are alive only because you breathe. The moment you stop breathing, this body is a dead body. Okay. So focus on your breath and meditate. You can meditate in between sessions. You can meditate for 1 minute every hour, but definitely meditate after you wake up and before you get out of bed. That is something I did not share with you earlier because I didn't want to overwhelm you, but I will tell you now how I do it. And I share it with my clients, and I call it M&M, 1 minute meditation. And you also do it for 1 minute before you go to bed. And of course, I'm a chanter, I'm a ritualistic person. So, I spend at least 3 hours every morning and 2 hours every evening working on myself. That is why I am that I am. And I know it may sound very overwhelming to you, but I too got started at some point in time. And you can get started with this 1 minute meditation. So I'll give you the steps, okay? You'll take 4 hard breaths, okay? And a breath is you'll inhale slow, long, deep with your nose, and hopefully your nose is open, okay? But if you have a congestion, then you can take a slow, long, deep breath. So slow, long, deep breath with your mouth, and breathing in, you'll hold your breath. And after you are holding your breath, you become your breath, okay? And then again, you will release it through your mouth. When you're exhaling, you will always exhale through your mouth with a again, breathing in slow, long, deep, holding it in, becoming your breath, and then releasing. Again, inhale, slow, long, deep, hold, and exhale. And breathing in again, slow, long, deep, hold, and exhale. And pause. So do this on your own, okay? And I will just do it. I will not take you through the instructions, and then I'll tell you what to do after that, okay? So let's do this together. So after you have done this 4 breaths, you can do sets of 4. So you can do 2 sets of 4, that will be 8. You can do 3 sets of 4, that will be 12. You can do 4 sets of 4 breaths, So each set will have 4 breaths. So you can do 4 of those, so you'll have 16. You can do 30 sets, and it's amazing what it does to your brain. You become so light, you are so pumped up with oxygen, and your brain needs oxygen to function. So do as much as you can, but I'm giving you this short 1 minute, okay, what to do. Now that you have done your 4 breaths, this is what you will do. And you can take notes if you want to, or call me and we can talk about it. And, I can tell you more or explain, if you have some clarification that you need, I'm here. Okay. I'm here for you. Just private message me, direct message me, send me an email, whatever, and I always respond. I'm a writer. I'm an author. I love to write. I will always respond to your texts, private messages, whatever. So what you do, or leave a comment below. Okay, just leave a comment below and I will reach out to you. So what you do is we will count from 1 to 5. Okay, and with each count, I will mention parts of your body. Okay, so the count of 1, just breathe in to your chest and your upper back. Okay, so basically your shoulder blades. And this part, I will guide you through it, okay? So you get it and you can replay this over and over again and remember. So with the count of 1, you'll be focusing on your chest area, basically your heart, your lungs, your esophagus, your windpipe, basically. And your shoulder blades, okay, your upper back, okay, just relaxing them. The count of 2, we will be focusing on your abdomen, the upper, lower, and your middle back and lower back. With the count of 3, your lower limbs, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your shin, your ankles, your feet, your toes, and your toe tips. With the count of 4, focusing on your neck, your throat, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, and your fingertips. Okay. And with the count of 5, you'll be relaxing. And when you're counting, it's not that you are just counting your breath, you're just counting the numbers. Okay. But you are breathing along with that. Okay. So and your breath is normal, conscious. It's not a slow, long, deep. Just the way you breathe, that's how you breathe. Okay. Shallow, deep, medium, whatever. Okay, and with the count of 5, you'll be relaxing your face, the back of your head, and the top of your head. Okay, so you're ready? Let's do this. So we'll do 4 hard breaths. Breathing in, slow, long, deep. Close your eyes. Breathing in again and exhaling. Breathing in again, slow, long, deep. Holding in and exhaling. And breathe in again, slow, long, deep. And exhale. And now just normal conscious breathing. So just breathe in and out, and with the count of 1, focus. Okay, allow your life force energy, your prana, your chi to flow to your chest. See in your mind's eye, notice your breath flowing into your heart, your lungs, your esophagus, your shoulder blades, your upper back. With the count of 2, just notice your breath flowing into your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen, your middle back, your lower back. With the count of 3, just relaxing your hips, your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, basically your calves, your shin, your ankles, your heels, your feet, the bottom of your feet, your toes, and your toe tips. With the count of 4, relaxing your neck, your throat, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, and your fingertips. And with the count of 5, relaxing your face, your chin, your jaws, your mouth, your lips, your teeth, your tongue, your nose, your cheeks, your ears, the back of your head, your eyes, eyebrows, your forehead, and the top of your head. And that was 1-minute meditation. Now stay in the space for as long as you want. And just for the sake of this exercise, I will bring you back. And I'm sorry about that, but thank you for playing with me. Thank you for everything. Thank you for allowing me to share how I stay in a place of peace, stay in a place of power, stay away from pain, because feeling stuck, feeling lost, feeling overwhelmed is not fun. And especially when you are a coach, when you are a caregiver for those who come to you, when you are a parent, when you are a partner, people come to you and, getting trapped in their emotion, in their agony, in their state of loss, overwhelm, whatever it is not fun for you. So you have to remember to put the oxygen mask on first for yourself before you help the person next to you. Even if the person next to you is an infant or a senior citizen or an elder, you have to put it here. And this is how you do it. Start with light. Start with meditation. Start with self-care. Start with those promises. But today, I will not be angry. Today, I will not worry. You cannot promise that I will never be angry. I will never worry. Okay? It's not possible. You don't walk on water yet. Maybe you do, and so good for you. But if you don't, remember, one day at a time. How do you live your life? One day at a time. The ultimate aim is to live your life one breath at a time. But if you're not there yet, let's get started with one day at a time. Let's live your life one day at a time. Slowly bring it down to one part of the day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, one breath at a time. So, with all the love and light that is me, I humbly bow to the love and light that is you. Om, peace, amen, aloha, namaste. Thank you so much. Bye bye.